Whenever you and your team are about to embark on a project or a task, there's a really useful model that you can use to ensure that you're all on the same page and set up for success. It's called the Navigate model and it was coined by BPI. As you can see, it's a compass, and each point represents a group of questions that you need to explore as a team to set yourself up for success. The first point in the compass, and the one that you should explore with your team first, is the north. When we talk about north, we're going true north. What we mean by this is, what does success look like when it comes to this project? When we get to the end of this project or task, how will we know we've got to where we want to be with it? It's really important that everybody gets on the same page. So some of the questions that you can ask your team is, what does success look like in this scenario? How will we know we've achieved what we want to achieve with this project? Is everybody on the same page about what success looks like? One of the biggest mistakes that I see leaders make at the beginning of projects is to assume that their team members understand and are on the same page with your own expectations and assumptions. So it's really important that you double check and paraphrase everyone in terms of what success looks like and that you all got the same picture of success. Once you've done that, then you can start to explore the East. When we talk about the East, we're talking about the why. Why is this important? Why is it important that we achieve success with this project? So it's really about exploring the motivation and the engagement within the whole team about achieving that picture of success. Some of the questions that you can ask your team members when it comes to the why or the East is, why is this important? What's in it for me? What will happen if we don't achieve the success? What are the consequences of inaction? And on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is really enthusiastic and 1 is meh, where is each of you in terms of your motivation to achieving this project? Once you're sure that everybody is highly motivated and engaged to achieve your picture of success, then comes a really important part, the South. Remember we say we're going south on that? What we really mean is we're going to explore why not. In other words, the South is about exploring the challenges and the roadblocks that you and your team may actually encounter in achieving this project's success. In other words, what are the roadblocks, the challenges, the risks, and the risk mitigation strategies that we all need to be aware of and that we can identify before we get going? Because if we can identify the potential roadblocks before we start on our journey, we're more likely to achieve success, and research backs this up. Finally, the last point in the compass is the West. Go West, young man. It's all about action. So when we're exploring the West with our team members, we're really looking at who's going to do what by when. What are the first next steps that we can take? How are we going to achieve this picture of success that we have painted for ourselves? So when we're in the West, we're really looking at assigning roles and responsibilities, timeframes and plans so that we are all clear about how we're actually going to achieve this project plan. One of the risks that I see many leaders make is that we focus on the North and the West. We go straight from the North to the West in terms of this is what we've got to do and this is how we're going to do it. And yet two of the most powerful areas to explore with your team before you get going on the project is actually why are we doing it and how might we come unstuck. So there you have it, a really useful model to use with your team anytime you're about to start a project or a task.